Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the TGOM podcast. That's not the intro I wanted to do, but I forgot. That's okay. It's
Hey man, things
all
happen.
it's a learning curve, I guess. We're
It
learning.
is.
Anyways, this is episode 7 and I'm
And,
playing Fire Emblem so I don't want to save a bookmark.
and oh boy, do we have a lot of games and things to talk about.
Yes. Do you want to start with FNAF or
I
do you care?
absolutely want to
Okay.
start with math.
I'll listen carefully because I have not played it.
So, the new Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach game has launched earlier this week. It's been out for like 4, maybe 5 days tops,
Yeah,
and that
something like that.
game quickly became one of my favorite games of all time.
Really?
Like, absolutely. Game was garbage at the start, though. Not gonna lie, made no sense. But I quickly became loving that game. So at the start, right, you're this like little snot-nosed brat that somehow sneaks his way inside of an animatronic in the midst of a crowd and hides in his room.
Yep.
It's very, very weird. Like, you don't get very much explanation on how he does that until, actually ever. But besides the little like hitch there with like the weird writing for how it starts, love the entire game, the entire experience of like the map, super fun. It's like exploration is top notch because as you play the game, it unlocks more and more areas, of course, and you can like after you play the game you can go back to previous areas and like discover things you just couldn't go to before. And like it's actually really fun to go back and explore things. It makes me feel like a child exploring like places I should not be.
Yeah.
Um, and Freddy Fazbear, right? Glamrock Freddy,
Mm-hmm.
dude, he best character ever. The writing and the voice acting top notch for him. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
like have you seen anything of that game like at all?
Yeah, I've been watching stuff about it.
What are your thoughts on it from what you've seen?
I thought it looked horrid. Not horrid, but I thought it looked really bad. So I guess horrid.
Really?
But like I don't it was like glitchy and there were like these weird moments and you're like and like
So,
the map is the best part, I think. Like
oh
I think
yeah,
the map's
absolutely.
super cool, but when you add that with those security bots, there's too many of those things, I think. Like
So
they are everywhere,
oh, absolutely.
and then
There's
when
so
they
many.
see you, the animatronic teleports to you and like right next to
Yep.
you. It's like why? At least move them a little bit further away so it's not as obvious that he just got teleported. And like the teleporting is really my biggest thing. It's like it just shows up. Like you could see
Yeah.
Chica in one room and then go into a different one, and then she's right in front of you. You're like, okay, cool.
It's a
But
little weird sometimes. I'm like, huh? Wait, what? It messes with me real bad sometimes.
yeah, but
But
that's also coming from a guy who hasn't played it. He just watched stuff from it. So,
yeah.
but that
So
is true. That does happen. So
um
I guess you don't have to be a player
the
to know that.
yeah. The teleporting is less of an issue than you think though, because it gives you a slight grace period because they'll stand still for like 3 to 5 seconds and then they'll actually start walking towards you.
But that just
So
kind of
you
makes it
have a
awkward because then it just kind of stares at you,
yeah,
But
it's a
whatever.
little weird because they just stare at you and then they look down and then they start running after you. And it's a little weird, but you mentioned glitches, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Those are the one thing that made the game almost unplay like actually not almost. It made it unplayable the first day it came out.
Well, yeah.
Um
There was that one part where you couldn't like progress, right?
there were many parts.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
the part that happened for me specifically that I probably told you about, sounds like it. There's a part where you can like you can choose to either go to Chica's special place or to Montgomery Gator's place specifically. So you can do Gator Golf or Phaser Blast or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
I knew
Right?
that.
I did the part with Monty, right? And the game, after a little short cutscene, I start running around, and there's so many lights and sounds and all this stuff going on, and then the game crashes. Every time, without fail. Like after about 10 to 30 seconds, anywhere within that time frame, the game would stop working. The sound would keep going, but everything else would be not functional.
My favorite
And it
kind
was
of crash.
right, and I was like, oh my goodness.
You're like, did it
was
break? Is this a cutscene?
pretty much, because I was like, what's happening? Why am I I'm frozen? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I hear things. I hear him running around, but then I realized after like 5 minutes that it was just playing the same audio clip over and over and over. I was like, well then. So the glitches when it came out, completely
Unplayable.
awful and kind of ruined my mood a little bit.
Yeah.
But luckily, the next day they released a patch. But here's the kicker: it's still broken.
Yeah.
You can beat the game, you can play it and like finish the game, right? But the game has multiple endings, and there are things that you can do to get different endings. One of these said things that is supposed to give you the good ending is currently unable to be used because it requires a keyboard and mouse, but you can't do that on PS4. So
Nice. Good job, guys.
yeah,
Good job, guys. Yeah. Well, okay. Let's. What was the meeting room? Yeah, this is a PlayStation game. A game we are mostly making for PlayStation. Let's make the secret ending hidden behind a keyboard and mouse only exclusive entering service. Let's do that. Let's see how that goes. See how the fan base reacts to that. It's like
so I have a very, very fun moment that I think is hilarious that I want to share about that. So, me, being me, I was like, well, what if I just plug a keyboard and mouse into my PS4? And you know what? It worked. Not completely, but I was actually able to start the thing. Like, it's a little arcade machine cabinet, and you have to press the enter key to start it. And half the time, it would crash the whole game because it doesn't know how to read the enter key. The other 50% of the time, it would start the game, but you're not allowed to interact with anything. But I'm astounded at the fact that I could literally plug my keyboard into the actual game through the PS4. That's insane to me.
so
And
funny.
I thought it was, yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I didn't actually expect it to work in any way. Like, other than the glitches and like parts where it's just like you're not allowed to play the game now. Besides those moments, game's pretty great. But you know, it's the same issue with like Skyrim or some of the Fallouts.
Yeah.
Other than the game-breaking glitches, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I think
like
I was mostly kind of disappointed. Not disappointed, but I was like, I guess, okay, hold on. It was not disappointed, but I was like, I guess confused. Because it doesn't feel like FNAF watching it. Because
that's fair.
I guess neither did like Sister Location. Those, like these two, they just felt different and whack. But I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad whack. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge FNAF gamer, so I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not Markiplier.
You're not the king of FNAF.
I don't have my lucky flannel, no.
See, I kind of feel the same. Like, I've even had friends who begrudgingly called it a FNAF game because they're like, well, it's not really Five Nights at Freddy's, is it? You're not even playing for 5 nights because you're just there for a single night for 6 hours. So it was a bit of a jump from looking left and right, closing doors or flashing robots in the eyes, sitting in a stationary place, to suddenly you're playing hide and seek with like 4 animatronics and like 50 bots.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely a bit of a shock and like kind of I really didn't know how the game was gonna play. It felt really weird at first. I was like, huh. I like what they ended up doing with it, and I really do enjoy the mechanics. Like it was surprisingly hard for parts, like, but in a good way. Like, it was difficult enough where like it didn't feel like they were just giving me a win, but it also made enough sense for me to be able to recognize the patterns and be able to get through.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I really enjoyed it. And like, it really does reward you for like exploration. Like it is very rewarding, and like just all the areas are so well built, and like they look so cool and interesting. Like even if I didn't find any actual objects anywhere, I felt enjoyment just by exploring it.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, the map is definitely one of its best features.
Yeah.
But like through after you finish the game once, it gives you an option. Spoiler alert, by the way, for anyone listening.
Oh well.
Once you get past the first 6 hours, Freddy is like, "All right, Gregory, you're allowed to leave now." But you know, kids are still gonna keep disappearing,
Oh
and
yeah. He like
yeah,
blackmailed
nothing's
you.
gonna change if he's like, nothing's gonna change if you leave now. You can leave and find safety, but all of these disappearances are never gonna stop unless we figure something out that's like there's some secret here. So you can choose to stay or leave. If you stay, you can no longer save the game, but you can keep playing and try to find the rest of the secrets and stuff. And oh boy, did it make it that much more terrifying.
Yeah, that seems a
Like
bit. That seems a little too punishing. At least for me, because I'm bad at
see,
video games. But
that's fair. See, it did feel like kind of extreme, but I didn't mind it entirely because it made it scarier, and like over time you got better and better and better, so you were able to like just speed run through some of the stuff.
yeah.
And like once you get through it, thank God there is an autosave that happens when you like something gives you an autosave, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Like I had died to something because it threw me into a situation. It was very random and unexpected, new game mechanics and everything. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Instantly died. And then I sat there for 5 full minutes just staring at the dead screen where it's just the static. And I left the room and came back with some drinks because I was like, I'm done with this. Clicked retry, and it brought me back to right before there, and I was like, oh, thank God. Because between my saving and that moment, it had been 2 hours of work. It was if I died right there, I would have been very upset.
Yeah.
But I honestly really did enjoy it. And the ending you get from actually doing all of that, I felt very rewarded. I was like, yes, this is the best ending I could hope for currently, and I'm very happy with this.
I watched a video that had all the endings in it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I was just curious. But like,
See,
why were lots of them done in like a weird comic book? Okay.
so I don't actually know why they did the comic book style. I didn't mind but it was definitely a weird
I
choice.
did because I was like, it threw me off. I feel like a lot. I feel like this entire podcast is me just being angry at things, which is not entirely false because I'm usually rather frustrated.
You're the angry
But
one, and I'm the excited one.
yeah, I don't know. It was just like nothing in this. Like maybe if at the end of every hour or something, it did like a comic review of what you did or something. I don't know. Like
I
then it
could
would
see
make
that
more
being
sense for it to end with the comic strip. But then it just
useful.
kind of like hits you
It did
with a
feel a
comic,
little
and you're
random.
like,
Yeah, because that's the only time the comic shows up in the entire game is once you get an
yeah,
ending.
that's what I'm
The
saying.
only time. Yeah, so it is a little jarring and a bit weird.
So I was like, what?
Um,
Yeah, why isn't there like a cinematic for it? Because one of them has a cinematic. Like when Freddy gets, oh, spoilers, gets like
so,
smashed apart. There is a
whoa, what?
cinematic for that.
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't get that one. Oh
Oh,
no.
hey, by the way,
See,
that doesn't happen. Everyone dies at the end.
I had a feeling he might die
There's a
because if you,
thermonuclear bomb under the building, and Vanny blows it up.
oh dude, of course. See, I kind of expected there to be a bad ending. If there is a good ending where you can save everybody, I put in air quotes, then there has to be an ending where everyone dies and
Right.
everyone loses. So I had assumed this, like, they kind of show a moment in the game where Freddy is fragile and he's like, "Oh, I'm kind of broken. You need to be the one to repair me because I can't do anything right now."
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh God, you can actually die? Oh well, okay." And then you gotta go help fix him. But see, the ending I had gotten, spoiler alert, I'd found Springtrap or Glitch Trap. Oh, who knows what his name is anymore? Afton, whatever his name is. We beat him. The place got set on fire.
Woo,
we ran
go
away.
Nick. Sorry.
Yeah. It was a great moment. I loved the cutscene. It was a cool cinematic seeing us like run away together. But apparently on the PS4 version, it glitches. Or doesn't glitch, they just didn't put in the ending properly, so you don't
Nice.
even get the comic strip. The
Nice.
comic strip doesn't show up.
Awesome.
Yep. So instead, they put that little comic strip for the wrong ending. Yep.
No. No.
Yeah. Yep. they put the comic strip for my ending in an incorrect place. If you just leave, it's supposed to always end with Gregory being like orphaned or whatever. He sleeps in a box and Vanny finds him. That's supposed to be the ending every time you just leave. With that, yeah. This is the spoiler podcast. And that's every time you just leave the place without exploring further. But instead, if you just leave through like some like back loading bay area, it gives you the ending I was supposed to get, where you and Freddy run out of the building together, you steal a van, and you drive off into the sunset together.
That's my favorite ending. Yeah, I think that
is definitely my favorite. That is definitely my favorite ending. I haven't seen. I've only seen that ending and the one where Gregory gets found by Vanny. Also, can we talk about how Vanny's kind of a dumb name? Like, I hate saying that name. Like, I get it.
Yeah, Vanessa and Bunny.
Yeah, I get why they called them Vanny, but I feel so dumb saying that name.
Watching people play the game the entire time, I'm like, please don't make... I know Vanny's probably going to be the security guard, but please don't make her the security guard. It is so blatantly obvious, because she's the only other human there.
Mm-hmm, and
it's like a Scooby-Doo mystery where there's one person. It's like, of course you're the monster.
Like, there's only two of us in this room. This adult woman and this child. And the child's like, who is this rabbit human person?
Yeah.
I wonder. It's like, bro.
Bruh.
Like, bruh. Also, the fact that they have Freddy, at some point in the game, if you look at this, like, scrawling on the wall where it says Vanny, Freddy's like, oh, look, Gregory, it says Vanny. Wait a minute. Vanny is kind of like Vanessa mixed with Bunny. And I'm like, Freddy, we know. Freddy.
Yeah, everyone knows. Thank you, Freddy.
See, I didn't see that part until I beat the game the first time around and like went back and explored because I had chosen a completely different place. But I was like, bro, if I had done this the first time around, I would have cringed. Like, it's like, duh, of course.
Well, I mean, it's also kind of his character, a little bit kind of his character to be like... A
little bit.
Yeah. Not exactly there. Like, he's trying... Yeah. Anyways...
I do love him though. He is the best character.
Yeah, that's not slander, you know.
Oh, I know.
Freddy's definitely the best character, I think.
Yeah. Like, he has his moments where he's like a little like dumb to what's happening. He's like, "Oh, Gregory, let's go like turn you to Vanessa over there." And he's like, "No, we're not doing that."
Yeah.
Why would we go for the security guard? And after a while, he's like, "Okay, yeah, you're right, Gregory. We need to just like get you out of here." But like, he's a very lovable character,
dude.
Like,
I watched this. There's a YouTube channel called Easy Speeds where he does speedruns. He posted a speedrun of FNAF Security Breach.
Yeah.
Nice phone call, by the way.
Don't worry about that.
I don't know if you've seen this. I don't think, or if you heard anything about this. He beat the game in 15 minutes.
Jesus.
I was watching it. I was like, "Oh, the game's over," because he like
You need to send me that after this.
He skips into like Roxy's race. No, he skips into Phaser Blast
Oh.
like way early in the game and then he gets into Vanny's secret hideout and presses the button and then the game ends.
Okay, so I think I know. I think I know exactly how he did it. There are
Yeah.
a few moments in the game, or like places in the game, that you can just kind of glitch through walls because the world border doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I have found two of them. I haven't found one by Phaser Blast specifically, but I found two others in the game. One in the loading bay area, like under the place,
Yeah.
and one in Mazer Size. And it's so weird. It's like you just go into a corner and then you start like walking sideways. It's like, what? What's happening? And then you just walk forward and then you're just on the other side of a wall. It's like, how?
And then you write that down for your speed runs.
Yep, exactly. Dude,
Also
that's
the
insane.
the Freddy skipping where you like push Freddy up to a door and then it opens, then you get in Freddy, then you turn towards it, then you get out and you're on the other side.
Oh, see, I thought you would might be able to do that, but I'd never tried it because I was like, I want to play the game. I don't want to do this. But I
I
had a
want to play the
feeling that
game right.
yeah, pretty much. I wanted to see everything that game had to give me. But
Yeah.
I had a feeling that you'd be able to do that after I saw that all of the animatronics, even Freddy, opened the doors,
Yeah.
regardless of what they were. And I was like, oh, well, that would be useful. Like, you can't just walk through by yourself, but yeah,
Oh,
like, man,
okay. Is that enough? I think that's enough FNAF. Are you done with
that is
FNAF?
enough for. Yeah,
Okay.
we're done with Security Breach for now.
Have you seen this? There's an Oculus ad uh, floating around on YouTube right now that I see every once in a while, where
Is there really?
she's like reading a comment. She's like this fitness person,
Mm-hmm.
woman, I guess, and she's like reading a comment, and it says like the comment is like, VR is for gamer nerds and something else, and I every time I watch it, I'm like, come on. And the lady's like the fitness girl, she's like, oh, so you think jabs on a cliff, doing this on a mountain? It's like, okay, you're that. No matter how fitnessy you try to make VR, it is still going to be a gamer thing, because I
Yeah.
don't see many fitness people putting on a Meta Quest or an Oculus Quest and then
I forgot they
punching in
changed
their
it.
living room. And
Yeah.
there's also,
Like,
speaking of Oculus, there's also this Beat Saber commercial for the Oculus, and the way that the woman looks who's doing it does not look like, for when you're playing Beat Saber, it looks like you're swinging a pool noodle. Your arms look like pool noodles.
kinda, yeah, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
when
not
you're in
like
it, you
this
feel cool.
pristine movement that it.
Yeah. You think you're super cool when you're playing, but everyone on the side is flailing his
Laughing.
arms.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah. God.
I just wanted to say that because every time I hear her say gamer nerd, I'm just like, come on. What if.
Jacob, are we gamer nerds?
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to be known as a gamer nerd.
Dude,
I
don't
really
worry.
don't want
I'm
to
a
be known as
true.
a gamer. The
See,
word, I
I'm a
laugh
true
every
gamer.
time I hear the word gamer or game, basic, because
Mm,
like no matter the context of who says it, it's always wrong.
yeah.
It
It's
always
like
sounds wrong.
yes, I play games, but being called a gamer is it feels a weird. It feels a
Yeah,
bit weird. It's like, we're gamers, bro. But it's like, I mean, everyone plays games. I mean, it's kind of just normal.
I mean, life is kind of a game if you think about it.
Dude, the game of life, bro.
Yeah,
You're
this
so
is
right.
actually a deeply philosophical podcast now.
This is also how we expand our podcast from just video games
Yeah,
to a life podcast because
yep,
life is a game.
exactly.
Perfect segue into life.
Did you? Speaking of life, let's talk about Dream. Um, did you see Minecraft YouTube hit 1 trillion views?
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's
So,
bonkers.
yo, Dream, I just want to shout you out. Um, just kidding. Your manhunt
Hey
with
man.
5 people is pretty awesome the third time around. Second one wasn't feeling it though, so. But I just wanted to say that
Man.
because I thought that was nuts. And I know it's mostly Dream and like Dream SMP stuff.
Oh yeah. It's
Because
so weird to think about that like our generation of Minecrafters was like Guy Does Minecraft and Captain Sparkles and like those people, like
yeah,
Team Craft and such. Now it's like the Dream SMP. Like this is the new generation of Minecraft.
yeah,
So weird. Oh
it's
man.
yeah. And then Dream does that tweet after he won like Streamer of the Year or something, where he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
everyone else, everyone who's mad is just a hater. I won, suck it or whatever. It's like, dude, come on, you're.
Yeah,
And
I
his
mean,
fans just eat it up. Like, he's the best, dude. I love Dream. Like, what are you talking? He's like the worst. What?
like,
This guy
I
is
mean,
not. Oh,
see, I don't hate Dream, but he's a little overhyped, just a bit. Like,
he has.
I,
He
I
has
don't
like
know.
no filter.
Yeah, he's a little immature. Like, it's like, bro, I mean, yes, getting hated on the internet kind of sucks, but it's like, this is your life now. This is YouTube. You don't
Oh,
have to mention it
dude,
every time or
I
anything.
went to Dream's Twitter. I'm like, oh my god. Because
That was a mistake.
I was trying to find the tweet. Yeah,
Hmm.
everyone that's mad that that I won can stay mad! Exclamation point. There's so many people that were deserving of recognition for the amazing things they've done this year, including the other nominees. Dude, shut up! You can't start out with everyone's so mad that I won can stay mad,
Like, all of you stay mad about it.
but
Also,
everyone else
everyone
should have
else
won
is,
too. It's like,
yeah,
dude,
everyone
shut.
else is also like really good. Like, we had some really good competition, but all you can stay mad
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's
dude.
kind of funny. Like, I get what he's trying to say, but it's like, dude, that's not, he said that so bad. Like, bro. Oh my god.
Why does he have his estimated revenue on here?
That's kind of weird.
Jesus, he made a. Hold on. One, two. That's 4 decimal points.
Oh.
Or not decimals, commas. Yeah, he has negative money.
You know, he has them
Yeah,
decimals, bro.
estimated revenue 1,987,274,40697.
Okay, that was a lot of numbers you just spouted at me.
It's one. I think it's 1,987,200. No, it's is it 1,987,274,406.97 cents.
Jesus
That's his
Christ.
estimated revenue, and he cut it off like he's trying. I
Like,
current
huh. That's a
yeah
lot of money.
current
That's a
subscribers
lot.
27,069,69. That's really funny. Shut up. It's not funny when you say it. He gained 468,000 subscribers in the last 28 days.
God!
He has
Oh
61
no.
million views and 11 hours of watch time. I'm gonna kill myself. Why?
Dude,
How did this happen?
it's because he's the new generation of Minecrafters. All these children.
But
He's got the
how?
children. Uh,
Oh, dude, we missed it, dude. November
Funny and relatable?
31st. He dropped his Minecraft Manhunt with 500, the final rematch. We missed it. Dang it.
Darn. See, I think also, I don't know. I think it's like kids these days are like super angsty as well. I mean, more like I mean, we were
Well, they
angsty, but
pretend they
like,
have. They say they. I shouldn't say pretend. They say they have DID, and
yeah,
they then say that they're the people in their head are
oh,
dream equivalent people. It's like what? Or Harry Potter characters, or anime characters. Like that's. I don't think that's how that works.
yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm.
That's just called having an imagination at that point.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean,
I mean, I
sometimes I
have characters
imagine
in my
game characters.
head. You know,
Yeah, like I
one's
imagine
called
game characters.
Cthulhu. You know, the other
Yeah.
one's like, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have Cthulhu back there, you know.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little bit
I mean,
crazy
that's fine.
sometimes.
Yeah.
He's like, kill them all. It's like, oh, Cthulhu, calm
Like
down. You know,
Cthulhu.
oh, Cthulhu. That should be a sitcom, dude. Oh, Cthulhu.
Oh, I was just thinking about it. Like you just see Cthulhu in the background and be like, murder them all, and it's like, oh, Cthulhu, laugh
And then the
track.
cheap comedy, like, laugh. Oh, that'd
Yes,
be hilarious.
that'll be our new sitcom, Jacob. It'll be
Yeah.
great.
And then the season finale, like, the commercials, like, will he strangle her?
Oh, what's the name of the show? Living with Cthulhu.
Living with. That's pretty good.
My,
Yeah.
my Cthulhu life.
My Cthulhu life. Yeah. I think Living with Cthulhu is pretty funny. Or make it like
Yep.
super insensitive and call it My DID. Or like, or The Average Life with DID. Make it super insensitive, make people really angry.
Goodness. Now it's making me think of oh god, there was a really weird show that came out a time ago where this guy would imagine his girlfriend's dog as a grown man in a dog suit. And I don't know what the point of the show was. Like it was a TV show and it had like 2-3 seasons. And like that was the whole point of the show. He saw his girlfriend's dog as a grown man in a suit. I was like, "What?"
What?
It was so weird. I watched the first episode and I was like, I don't understand this show, and I think I'm too young for this. Like,
Okay.
because you would just see this grown man in a dog outfit licking him in the face, and I'm like, huh?
What?
And like, I don't. That was such a weird show. It was like, oh, what was that show called? Someone will know what I'm talking about, and they'll be like, oh God, not that show. It's oh, it was
I
the
have
worst
no
show.
idea. Do you know what like channel it's on or something?
It was on Netflix for a while.
Oh,
like,
okay.
like years ago. Like oh my God,
Are we talking
I'm
so
gonna have
far
to
back
send
where
you.
you had to order the DVDs to your house?
Yes, yeah, yeah. It was actually around then. Yeah,
Let's go.
it was back in those days, and you used to like rent
Yo, shout out to all my
movies.
homies. Yo,
God, you ever have to
Netflix
rent
DVD
those?
gang. This post was made by Netflix DVD gang.
Bro. Oh God, I forgot you had to rent DVDs.
I forgot
That was,
Blockbuster existed.
dude, what Blockbuster was something else, man. Like that was
Yeah,
I had heard about Blockbuster for like a month as a kid, and then suddenly dude.
I never went into a Blockbuster, but I or a Family Video, but I mean I know what I was at. I think we were at the end of their life, and Toys R
Yeah.
Us. We were at the end of
Dude.
that too.
Yep. Yeah.
Dude, look
Dude,
at
I kinda
us. And we were at the beginning of computers in schools because we used to only
Yeah.
have those 4 computers in that red cart.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
I
then they were
remember
like,
that.
all right, everyone gets a Chromebook that gets 5 horsepower.
Dude, you remember the silver ones that would just fall apart?
Yeah.
Like people would just take off the screens and like, hey, look what I did.
I remember all the things you would do with the Chromebook. I was so scared to give my Chromebook to someone because I was scared they were going to do like the reset one and you had to take it to the library to like get it fixed. Yeah, there was
See-
like you could shut it down if you pressed the right combination of keys. You could reset it. You could open all these stupid things, and like everyone figured it out and were just like attacking each other. It was awesome.
Yeah. I remember people would like make the screen go sideways because they're never gonna figure out how to fix this.
Oh yeah, the side. Yeah, I
hated
did
that.
that every once in a while.
And like it was just a thing where sometimes you would sneak up on someone and then just like lunge at the certain buttons that shuts down the computer. And it's like,
Yeah.
stop it, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's
stop.
That's how you did it.
That's just what you did. You would just go up to them and then shut down their computer when they least expected it.
I remember in like 7th grade there was. Do you remember? Did you hear the song like My Dingling?
Oh my, that sounds so familiar.
It was like My
Oh.
Dingling, something like that.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
so like kids would put that on someone's Chromebook and then close
Yes!
it, and so when they opened it, it started playing that song. I tried to do it once, but I didn't do it right, and I got really anxious it was gonna work, and I was gonna get in trouble, but it didn't work. So
Dude, yes, I forgot people would do that.
yeah,
Like, oh my God, what if they still did that and people would just start.
they probably played WAP now instead of my.
See, You can't do that with the Chromebooks anymore because it shuts down when you close them
Yeah,
instead of
that is
just
so
putting it.
annoying. By the way,
Yeah, I really hate it. Like, I get why they do that now because they don't want people playing WAP, but you know,
yeah,
oh
like,
my goodness.
dude, those are the good days when the computer people had no idea what they were doing. It's awesome.
Do you remember whenever they would try to block something, you could just put the website into Google?
Google Translate.
Yes.
That was the best.
Oh,
Dude, those
it's
are the
like
glory days when you could put things
they
in
really
Google
are.
Translate and just get onto the website. Dude, that
Yeah.
was the best. Oh,
Oh
I
my
saw
god.
Ronald do that, I think. And I was like,
Yes, Ron.
Ron and Isaac, I think, would also use like a proxy service where you'd like put the website in, then it would open it. And I would do
Yeah.
that too. And I did the Google Translate, dude.
Oh, those were the days, man. Like I felt like a hacker. I was like, aha, we're
Yeah. Yo, you feel
barriers.
awesome. Like, you
Yeah.
remember Dino? The Dino Cloud, whatever?
Yeah. I hated
I
Dino.
would she would not like my English teacher wouldn't let us listen to music. So what I did before she would like pull up Dino on everyone's computer, I'd open Pandora, which I don't use anymore because it's a stupid
Uh-huh.
platform. But I'd open Pandora, put it in a different window, and then put a tab in front of it. I think.
I would do the same thing.
So yeah, so it
Yes,
wasn't up, so it would
because
keep
they
playing because it wasn't.
yep,
You couldn't
because
see
they
it.
couldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, they couldn't see it on your screen, and they also couldn't block just Pandora because it wasn't on the.
I was a
Yep.
G. I felt so
I
big brain doing that.
yes, I did the same thing all the time, and like my teacher would always ask like, why do you have so many tabs open? Why won't you show me the tabs behind that one? And I'm like, no reason. Don't worry about that.
I got porn open, Teach. Come on.
Oh man,
Speaking of
and like
porn, um,
yes.
I have two stories about that from middle school. There was one time Ron, I think I don't remember her name. It wasn't
Emily,
Emily. It was Emily. It was Maddie, I think.
Maddie, yes.
No, it was Emily. It was one of the two. So they used the Google Translate thing and opened Pornhub on Ron's computer, but in
Yep.
like Russian or Chinese or something. And Ron got so mad. He's like, I could get expelled or suspended for this, dude. What are you doing? It was so funny.
You know-
And then there's
Oh my
this one
God.
kid who was like watching this one scene from Straight Outta Compton, I think. There's like one scene where they've like I don't know this they like hired hookers or something, and there's like one scene where like you can see a naked boob, and it's like
Uh-huh.
and like some butts too, and it's like a 5 minute scene or whatever. And he would continually repeat that scene over and over again, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's also the guy who
Why are
would
you
like
doing that at
download
school?
gun videos, like people shooting guns, and then listen to his music, and then watch them shoot guns. And I'm like, what is going on?
That's a kid you. That's a kid you have to be worried about. I bet he was one of that kid that brought the gun in to in the lunchbox.
How,
God,
dude, oh my
I
word!
wouldn't be surprised. Dude, that's crazy. That's insanity.
I was like, dude, go home and do that. Why are you doing that? I never
Yeah.
understood people uh, reading inappropriate comics and like watching inappropriate things at school. So it's like, do it
Well,
at
you don't want to
home. Are
read
you really
what at
that
school?
like horny? Like, come on, put it down for a couple hours.
Jacob,
Jesus.
they're just bored.
I mean, okay, yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah, I take back my argument. That's true.
Instantly makes
Yeah,
sense.
that makes more. Yeah.
Whew. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I
They're just
was.
bored. Yep, makes sense. That tracks.
There was also.
Man.
Did you ever see anyone or like put the paperclip in the electrical socket?
Oh my god, no, I was not stupid.
Well, I never did it. I saw someone
Yeah,
else do
yeah.
it.
Oh, I know you wouldn't do that, but I know so many people who did that. I'm
Aw,
like,
thanks,
dude,
man. Anyways,
like what? Like what are you? What are these people doing? What
so
do you hope to accomplish?
I was in the same English class where I would hide my Pandora, and
Uh huh.
Caesar from typing class took a paperclip, and we were like, me and Israel, I think, were like making a wall because we were like sitting in front of him, in front of the outlet, and he put the paperclip in. Nothing happened, but he went out, moved away, like flinched, and so he pushed it again. It sparked. He like
Jesus.
flies back, not flies, but he like falls back. I'm dying laughing. The teacher rushes over and is like, "What are you doing?" And apparently, I guess the paperclip was gone. I guess he pulled it out after it shocked him. And so Caesar was like, "It wasn't me. It was the plug that's plugged into the wall." And she believed him.
Oh my god.
And I died that day. I don't think I've laughed harder in my life. Cause she was like, "Okay, we're not gonna use this plug anymore." And she unplugs whatever was plugged in there, and I was
Oh my god.
dying. And Caesar got away with. I was, he's a mad lad. I was, dude. I was impressed. TBH, I was impressed.
TBH.
TBH, I was impressed. I mean, to this day, I'm impressed because that was that's a natural 20 on charisma. That was like, okay. Sorry. That's that. That's sorry.
Like, also I think it's funniest that the teacher's like, "What are you doing?" Like, I want to imagine she did catch him with, like, the paperclip and like the wall, and he just like flies backwards from electrocuting himself. And it's like, I bet a teacher has never expected that they would find like a 15-year-old student electrocuting themselves to death using a plug-in outlet or something.
Dude.
Like, bro.
I was astonished.
Yeah,
It was like,
that's insane.
and he was right next to the outlet. It's like, what do you? Oh, we were sitting on the floor right next to it. That's what happened. And so he was able to get away with it because he was like, "Yeah, I'm just sitting here," and happened to be close to the outlet. Okay, that's what it was. And then he got away.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just remembered something that happened in one of my classes. The teacher was so mad. Okay, so it was a trend for a while to throw scissors at the ceiling. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So, oh god, one day in science class, 6th period, almost end of the day, my science teacher walks into the classroom like all tired, and he sighs, and he walks forward a step, and 4 scissors come, like the super sharp ones, like the black ones that look like they would get rusty.
Oh, the real scissors?
The real scissors.
Yeah.
4 of those come down and lodge themselves into the floor, into the carpet, because they fell from the ceiling. He went red and was screaming for like 20 minutes. Like, someone raised their hand to say something, and he said, "You sit." Like he was, like, he cursed them out for like, oh my god. Like,
were they above the door, or were they like?
Yes. He walked in and almost got stabbed in the skull.
That's attempted murder. You can't do that.
Like 4 of them. 4 scissors.
We're gonna get Teach good this time.
Like, and because like he had opened the door, the like shockwave or something, I guess, and dislodged them from the ceiling, and they all fell right in front of him. Like, he was livid.
Oh, and that's hilarious.
And like some kid, oh my god, do you remember? I'm not gonna. I'll tell you later.
His name. Who cares? They don't listen to this.
It was the weird Michael C.
Tall?
Nope.
Oh.
Well, it was the weird Michael. I can show you later.
I'll take your word for it.
He was like, "But sir, it's not their fault if you're stupid," something like that. And I'm like, "Huh? What?" And he like dragged him by like the collar, threw him out of the classroom. Oh my god.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Like, our teacher almost died, and then he was screaming for 30 minutes.
It's not your fault. It's not their fault. You're stupid. That's what he has to say.
Pretty much. It's like, it's not their fault. Just be smarter about it. I'm like, huh? He just called our teacher stupid. And like, oh my god, it was. He went around the classroom and slammed everyone's Chromebooks because he was like, "Nah, none of you anything today. I see one of you pull out a phone, or a Chromebook, you're done. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh,
Like
oh man.
we just had to sit there for the 50 minutes in complete silence while he stared us down. He brought a chair to the front of the class and stared at us all for the whole day. I was like, or for the entire period. I was like, oh my god. It was crazy. Like, I think that's the craziest thing that's happened in one of my classes,
Oh,
honestly. Oh, Jesus.
it's so funny.
Man.
It's not their fault. You're stupid. It's like should he be on a high alert? There's gonna be scissors falling from the ceiling.
Right? Like, dude. Like,
Dude.
oh, I had never seen a teacher more angry, and I can't blame. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's so funny.
God. We went to a school with some maniacs, Jacob.
We did.
I guess there's maniacs everywhere, especially in huge schools like ours.
Yeah. Were you were at Creston when the someone set the trash can on fire, right?
Okay, apparently. All right, yes. I was there for that. I know the entire story because they're like, all right. So I was actually I was technically part of it. So
Nice. Admitting
I
to
didn't
it
set them on fire.
live.
No.
We got him.
All right. So there were two sides of this story. The side of me and Emily and whoever was reading whatever stories were at the time, and the side of those who had the stories and were trying to burn the evidence.
Wait, are you talking about the inappropriate
The
ones?
smut. Yeah, the smutty stories.
Ooh,
Like,
those are
so,
awful. I remember those.
so like, Emily got caught with the stories, and someone had ousted her, and I like decided, okay, I'll go around tell people, hey, get rid of the stories, like hide them. I don't know, do whatever you want with them.
Oh, so you were the
Don't give 'em space.
messenger.
Yeah,
Burn the evidence.
I didn't say burn the evidence, but apparently, through the game of telephone, my message of get rid of it turned into guys, we need to burn all of them. Because I told one person to tell everyone else who had them, like because they knew who everyone had, like what everyone had. I was like,
Everyone
all
knew
right,
what edition they had. Got it.
yeah, like for some reason this person knew who everyone had it, And I was like, just tell them to get rid of them. Like, I got rid of mine, just get rid of it. And then everyone was like, okay. And then they set trash cans on fire and were like throwing them in mass. I was like, what?
Jeez.
Like, I didn't know that was what happened for like years. I didn't know until like 2 years ago that is why.
That you accidentally made the school almost burn down.
Listen, that's not my fault. Oh my god. Yeah, like I guess like Amaya and like a few other people started setting trash cans on fire, throwing them in.
Okay, well maybe that was a name you shouldn't have said.
Well, bleep it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
It's actually that was an alias. That wasn't her real name. That was an alias.
Actually, there were like 5 Amayas that went to our school. To be fair.
All right, arrest them all.
Arrest
we'll
all
get
the
one of
Amayas.
them.
Yes. Hey man, they got that 20% chance. Also, what are the likelihoods that like our principal or whoever was in charge?
I don't think
our
anyone
middle
cares
school?
anymore.
Yeah, it was 6 years ago.
Yeah. And also, like, no one died. Maybe it's like someone burned to death, maybe, or went to the hospital with like a burn, maybe.
It would lead to an expulsion at most, and everyone who was involved has graduated or left.
Everyone's
school.
gone. you can't touch us.
Yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do? Tell our parents?
Yeah, your son burned a trash can 6 years ago.
I swear.
Well, his being grounded would have ran out probably 5 years ago, so he's off the hook.
That's so funny. Like,
dude, I remember those stories. That was, dude,
they were.
Middle school was such a ride.
It was.
I remember thinking there was going to be like a civil war between like two factions. Because I remember like Reagan and Reagan and Angie were like hated each other.
Oh, you mean Brandy?
Brandy, whatever.
There was a civil war for that, literally. Like,
Yeah, I was
yeah,
like, dude, and because I knew there were people like picking sides, and I was friends with like both sides at the time, or not friend, but I
oh,
was acquainted with both sides. I guess I was
I,
friends, but it was
I didn't
like,
know you knew about that. I didn't know you knew that.
well, I
That shit.
didn't. I obviously didn't because I thought there would be a civil war.
Yeah, like the
I just
dude.
was
I
like,
like.
dude, something is going to happen because they're like these two hate each other and they're like gaining armies and they're like gonna like there's gonna be one
Dude,
day in lunch
seriously.
someone's gonna throw a potato and it's just gonna go ham and someone's gonna die. Well, not
That
die, but
kind
you
of
know.
did happen. Well, no one died, but like that kind of did happen. Like Angie threw some crap at like Brandy, and then like fight. There was like a giant right after. Like it was the day that like the principal got pushed out of the lunchroom. Same
How do I
day.
not remember that?
You don't remember that?
How do I
Like
not remember that?
I don't know.
Was that is that why we had to uh get like walk out by table and be silent at dismissal after lunch?
I yes, yes.
Then
Like
maybe I
because
do. I think I do
like
remember vaguely.
they just had like a trickle effect where everyone in the lunchroom started fighting and like shoving to see what's happening and shoved a bunch of teachers out of the lunchroom and then locked the doors. Like they couldn't get in the
Dude,
doors because
that is
there were too many
awesome.
students.
It's not, but that's awesome.
Yeah, there were too many students, so they couldn't even push the doors open.
Yeah,
Like
they packed
they
that
had to,
room full.
yeah, they had to go through the side doors to break it up. And I was like, bro, like their fight had already stopped, but like this trickle effect, it was big.
Oh yeah, if you fight in the lunchroom, everyone's going
Oh
to,
yeah,
because
yeah.
everyone's like, well, if they're fight, I gotta punch that one person that said my mom was fat or something.
But it really did cause like a rift between these like so many people. Like, and like,
Look at
why is
me,
it that
dude.
that was?
I
Why
didn't
is it
even
that
know
that
this
was
happened, and I knew it happened. That's how good I am.
also? Why was I also a part of that?
Oh, Nick, you were a fugitive. You were on the run.
The reason that all happened was because Brandy said some mean stuff to me, and I was like, I hate her. She's so mean to
It's
me.
like
And Angie
Angie,
was like,
I'll enlist.
Yep. Angie was like, what? She was mean to you? Oh, heck nah. And then she
Wow,
was
Nick,
also like,
you are a catalyst.
I
You
am
are
a catalyst.
you are just mayhem. You're a martyr. Just mayhem.
Because yeah, I was a martyr, and because I like was like, yeah, I don't like Brandy, and everyone was like, oh, but Nick is so nice. What did she do to
Oh,
you? And
we
then
gotta get her, boys.
yes, that's literally what happened. And then like people started picking sides. Like people were on my side, then switched sides, and then people stopped being friends with me and Angie. Then we're like, actually, we're cool with you now. And it was like, bro, this is.
We're
I
not
just was
related, but
tired.
we're boys now. But we weren't then.
Yeah, I just didn't want her to keep tripping me in the classroom so that I hit my desk. Like that's all I
Yeah,
wanted.
dude,
Ugh,
I remember being like, yeah, something is going to happen because these two girls like hate each other,
yep.
and they're
Oh,
people picking sides, and I was always so scared someone's gonna ask me what side I'm on. I'm like, I like both of them. I'll be the ref. I'll just.
all right, but if you said you liked both of them, everyone was against you.
Yeah, that's the problem. You have to pick a side, even if you don't want. That's the problem with guys.
You had to
That's
know
the
what
problem
side
with
they were on.
wars. Honestly, we're
Yeah.
back to the life part of our podcast.
Yep.
That's the problem with
We've been on
wars,
that
to be honest.
Oh, dude, that was. I kind of loved middle school. Not gonna lie.
Thinking
It
about
was
it in this like light of looking back on it, I think middle school was the best years of my life, even though I know it wasn't.
yeah.
But yeah,
They were our golden years.
yeah, they're actually the worst, some of the worst. But thinking back like this, I think they're the best.
Like, it's so weird that like just small things that people did really impacted everyone, and it's like, oh yeah, we
What?
one
It's
thing.
yeah, it's like the Kid Nation in a way
Yes. Yeah.
because like they're so especially in middle school. All the hormones. You're angry.
Mhm.
You're everything's growing.
God. Yeah.
You know, like the emotions are high. So like things like that just happen. You know,
hmm
like people get mad at each other, and it's not logical at all. but
Yeah.
at the time, as a kid, you're like, I'm gonna kill this person, or I'm gonna light a trash can on fire because I wrote a story about a inappropriate event.
You know,
So,
about a spider person and
how
someone
did
that I
you know I
know.
was gonna say that?
Oh, is it that one
That
too?
was the one I was thinking of. That's the one I remember. Like, that's the one that's lodged in the back of my head.
I think it's because that one was about you and Caesar.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
he
probably
eat your
why.
eyeballs
Yeah,
in that one? He ate your eyeballs?
we were rivals.
No, he ate your eyeballs in that story.
Oh, eyeballs, rivals. Same thing.
Yep. Or you ate his? I don't know. One of you devoured each other.
We can pull out. We can find the burnt remains. We can put it together.
Oh man.
That's what we
But
need. We need Emily to make a remastered edition of all of her stories.
she has a website.
She has a website. Okay, hold on. What's the URL? Actually, don't tell me.
I don't. It's
Yeah, just
been a
message me
while.
later.
Yeah, I'll message you later if I can find it.
Yeah,
But she
dox her
legit
right
has,
now. What's her address?
she legitimately has a website that has some stories on it.
Does it
And I'm
have?
like, dude. And like,
Why didn't she?
it,
Okay, question. Why didn't
yeah.
she? I know this is kids drama, but why didn't you just let her give the stories back to like you, and then you give them back to her after school or something?
Because like teachers were going into classrooms being like, all right, time to search the kids. I was like, huh?
They were searching, dude.
Yeah, they were searching people that they like. If someone was like, I think they have one, they were searching that
Middle
kid.
school is like
Like,
prison.
what?
That's what I'm realizing.
Yeah,
It
like
sounds like there's gangs, there's clans,
there really was.
there's drugs, there were
Oh,
stories.
there were definitely drugs.
Apparently, I don't know if those are
Dude,
traded in
people were
prison.
having sex in the bathrooms back in middle school, bro.
I remember someone told me that they would go to the auditorium to smoke blunt, like weed,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like I don't remember why, like so big, or because they could blow it into the vents. And I was like,
I didn't even know we had an auditorium at that school. I'm gonna be honest. I
it
kind of
was like
forgot we
right in
had
the
one.
entrance. Like if you kept going straight.
Yes, I remember. We never used that thing. Like it was so rare.
Yeah, no one used. I don't know why it was. It was for choir. I hated choir.
Yeah,
Anyways,
quiet.
that's
Oh
dude.
god.
Middle school is the best. It
It
wasn't, but it
was
was the
it was
best.
so dramatic and it was so fun. Like
Yeah,
when I was in 8th grade, I thought it was like the worst. I hated 8th grade. Awful.
yeah.
But
Every day was
looking
an
back, it was
adventure.
all funny. Yeah, looking back, it was super funny.
It's dude. Who
Whoops.
knew prison was so fun?
Right? Oh, dude, I would always wear a plain white shirt and my blue flannel, right? And I would never button it up. And every time, flipping Mr. Trish, I'm doxing him, bro.
Yeah, I
Mr.
don't care.
Trish.
Screw that guy. No one likes him.
Yeah,
No one
he
liked him.
would, yeah. He would walk up to me like, button up your shirt, or I'm taking it. I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah. He would be
Huh?
like, you button it up, or I'm taking it and you're getting a new one. Like he would take my flannel. I'm like, you can't do that.
Wait, is because it had a collar and like your shirt didn't?
So the white shirt I was wearing didn't have a collar, but my
Right.
flannel did. And
Yeah.
it's like you're not supposed to be able to see the shirt underneath. But
It's not gang insignia on. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's not like glow in the dark.
Like,
you shine a UV light. You just see like gang
yeah.
symbols. What are you talking about?
I had asked like several teachers like if I was able to wear a plain shirt. I was like, oh my goodness. Mr. Trish just hated me. He would come directly to my table every day.
Dude,
Like I would hide
he was
behind
a
people.
total
like,
tool. Everyone
he
hated
was.
him because he was like,
Yep.
mm,
He was
Yeah.
so mean for no reason. It's like, dude, get off my back. You were
Yeah.
like a 30-year-old man. What said about like what? How does my flannel affect your life? Jesus.
that's what I always thought about like uniforms. Like,
Mm-hmm.
who cares? I mean, yeah, if I'm wearing a Hagio sweatshirt, yeah, I should not wear that just because it's
Like-
bad, it's tacky, it's ugly,
Mm-hmm.
other reasons. But it's like
Like I
Yeah.
can see why they wouldn't want us to wear hentai hoodies or which are
yeah,
allowed. I don't know why those were allowed. That was so weird. Jesus.
what
This
happened?
has quickly become. I don't know why the hentai hoodies were allowed.
Oh, okay.
Like it was.
So Evan,
Mm.
my good friend, asked about that to like a teacher or an administrator or someone, and he was like, "Yeah, how is that allowed?" And the teacher was like, "Well, there's nothing sexual about it." What? Huh? What do you?
There is that lady has something on her tongue. You should
Yeah,
take a look.
yeah. It's like,
Like,
even if it doesn't show it, it's insinuating something very not very appropriate.
yeah, like it doesn't leave much to the imagination. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, I guess it just makes your imagination go wild. Like,
It makes you want to read
you
one of
know
Emily's
what it means.
stories.
You, yes. Some people wore colorized versions of those too,
Oh yeah.
so it was even more obvious what it was. It's, huh?
And they're like, it's not sexual. That's what he told me. They're like, it's not, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not sexual. It's like, what?
Oh my god. But
He was
okay,
also
but
called a white
shoulders?
devil once, but I don't remember the whole story about that.
Shoulders though? Shoulders are so sexual. Like, ooh, when I look
Don't
at a
get me
shoulder,
started on shoulders, bro. I'm gonna get, dude. Don't get me
dude,
started.
yeah. Oh my god,
Dude,
see,
I'm gonna
dude,
accidentally
love.
press the stop recording button because I'm gonna get so.
Are
Never
you
mind.
gonna be that guy with the Rubik's cube?
That is the funny. That's one of the best videos ever. It's so.
No one mentions it. No one
And no
mentions it
one
in that
says
video.
anything.
Oh, that's the
It's
funniest
so
part.
obvious,
Yeah, like it's in the middle of the camera.
and no one says anything.
He pushes the chair with it.
And dude, I remember seeing that video,
Oh,
and I was so taken off guard because it's like, Rubik's Cube new world record, someone's name, and then he does it, then he stands up and is like, "Oh!"
he was very excited. He was
I mean, yeah,
excited.
that's an appropriate response, but at least have a little modesty. Come on, sit down.
Just
Or
a
something.
little bit.
But yeah,
Goodness.
shoulders are not sexual at all. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know if Mr. Shepard had a hard on for shoulders or something. That was
Everyone thought he
I've
was so hot.
I've
Everyone
made
thought he
that
was
joke
so
to you
hot. It was
already.
funny. Oh, where you thought this? Yeah.
I said Mr. The reason that the Hagio sweatshirts weren't banned is because Mr. Shepard liked hentai.
Yes.
I,
Oh,
I felt like a
too.
genius when I came up with that. Because it was like, there's no other explanation. Or an administrator liked them.
It must have been like.
And I think
Like,
that's
oh,
also why the
hentai is
girls were able to wear those super short and tight dresses.
Oh man, like some girls could get away with it, some just could not. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
I
Oh,
remember
man.
one girl wore one of those and got like a core award and then didn't change for gym class. And I was like, are you joking? Do you do like
That's-
no? Oh, if you don't know, a core award is a fake award for showing civility, or it's for being a sheep that follows
Like,
the herd.
You're
Basically.
a student that follows what we expect
Yeah.
you to be, and it's like, okay.
And I think that's what I'm getting
never
into
got
the
one.
metagame of schools. But I think uniforms is just to make, well, it's in the name, is to make everyone the same in uniform.
Yeah, I really
To
don't
train
like that
them
idea.
to be children and not juvenile, even though they are. But
Like, I really don't like it at all. It's like teach people to be diverse and like have individual
individuality.
interesting,
Yeah.
and people have like having everyone be different and have individuality will do. I think would do better than everyone be the exact same.
Yeah.
But you know,
But we're not
Uh.
we don't know what school is. So,
I guess.
but like, yeah, I never understood that you want everyone to be the same. So then, like, well, I guess
Mhm.
it's so that people don't look at each other differently. But then, if everyone's the same, when you do see someone that's different, then you're gonna be like, "Who
Yeah,
are
it's like
you?"
you don't look exactly like us, or
Yeah, you're not like you go to a
following-
different school. You don't follow
Yeah.
core. You follow friendship. Yeah, get out of
you
here.
know, celebrate differences so that people being different is a good thing instead.
Yeah,
Like, oh god, I hate schools.
yeah, me too.
Like-
I'd give you a high five if we were in person.
Right. Although I do get the dress code a little bit. There is a level that I.
Oh yeah, I wasn't
there's
saying
a level like I'm
everyone should
yeah.
come to school naked, admire
Yeah.
the human bodies.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Like,
how we should live.
Some girls, I was like, okay, that's kind of unfair that they're telling.
I think it was
we-
because the teachers liked
Yeah.
those ladies,
Yeah.
girls, how they looked.
Then there were certain girls that had really skimpy outfits, So I'm like, girl, you cannot be wearing fishnets and a
Yeah.
fishnet shirt with
Yeah.
like a very tight bra with like little roses on it,
She
and
had a test that
short
day, so she wanted to get a good grade.
and like a super short skirt that sees panties. And I'm like, girl, you can't be mad about that. Like,
Dude.
what?
Dude, she had a test that day. She had to get a good grade.
Of course. Yep. You're so right, Jacob.
Yeah, some of those. I mean, I don't want to be sexist and be like, women shouldn't wear leggings because I can see their butt. Like, don't look.
I mean, leggings are fine. It's just
Yeah.
I shouldn't be able to see your underwear. But the same thing could be said for a lot of the, because for some reason no one likes pulling up their pants, and they'll specifically pull it below the underwear. I'm like, bro, what you doing?
Well, those guys also wear like basketball shorts at all times, which that cannot
I
be
saw guys
comfortable.
that didn't. Oh yeah, that looks really weird to me. I would never do that. But
Yeah, you get
I
hot.
I saw way too many people wearing like no basketball shorts.
Oh
just
yeah, but
plain underwear.
yeah, I've seen that
bro,
too. But I'm just saying, I've seen boxers and also basketballs.
it's definitely crazy. I saw a guy wearing like regular pants, hoodie, no shirt, like just walking through the halls, literally no shirt whatsoever. Like he had a hoodie on, put the hood up, and just was walking around the hallways like that. And I was like, huh?
He's probably a football
How is
player.
that allowed?
He's probably a
I
football
mean,
player or
he was
sports.
super tall and super buff, so probably.
Yeah, football or basketball.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
was like,
have a good game next week, champ.
Yeah.
I feel like they got away with so much. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't think this really matters. Did you ever hear the rumors? We should probably wrap up soon too, but that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm really into this. Did you ever hear the rumors that one not history, she was the econ teacher. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Chet.
I was trying not to say her name, but yes, Miss Burchett. She was I had her, by the way. I hated her. Anyways.
I didn't mind her. Like she was okay. She was nice.
Yeah.
I didn't mind her personally.
She kept asking me questions. I'm like, dude, shut. It was also my emo day. I mean, I'm not to act quirky or anything, but I'm still depressed. But I was more depressed then than I am now.
It was one of your depressive states.
Yeah, and I was like, don't ask me what I'm gonna do. I don't know. And like, lady, shut up. Like, she always asks, like, what are you guys gonna do with your lives? Like,
so, real quick. We'll get right back to that teacher. I had an English teacher sophomore year, and like I was like, I hate life. I don't want to. Just leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I just want to get through the day.
Yeah.
And she was like, write what you're excited and happy about, or something like that. I was like,
oh my.
And, like, so I wrote like, I'm happy I woke up today, or something like that. And she wrote it. She read it in the most depressed way ever. Like, I'm happy I woke up this morning, and like I had just tried to commit suicide or something. And she's like, okay, well, we'll have to break this down later. If any of you need help, the suicide hotline is over there. I'm like, girl. And like she looked directly at me, and I'm like, oh, stop.
Did you put your name on it?
You had to, and you put it on the back, and you write the thing on the front, and I was just like, girl, and like, so she knew who I was, and no one else knew, except for the moment she stared at me, and then 2 minutes later called me out of the room. I was like, no, you did not just call me out like I'm a depressed teen trying to kill myself, and then
because I wrote, I'm happy I woke up.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like, girl, I'm not happy about anything right now. I want to go home.
Like, leave me alone.
Like, leave me alone.
Let me be sad, dude. I don't want to be here. I want to go home.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to kill myself right now, but I don't want to be here. I'm not.
It's like, now I do.
Yeah. It's like, well, dang, if you're just gonna call me out in front of the whole class like that, like, Jesus. Like, anyway, back to the other teacher. I just had to mention that saying to me, and I was like, so what for? Anyway, I hated her. Couldn't continue.
Did you ever hear the rumor that she was like sending nudes to the football team?
Yep. I heard that rumor constantly, and I was I think the only reason there were photos with them and she was a coach. I think
Probably.
that's specifically why. Because like half of the photos on her wall, pictures of her with the football kids.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she spends pretty much every day with them because she's one of the coaches.
But here's the thing. I
Yeah.
can see it.
You can
That's
see
all.
it?
That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I have no proof, I have nothing. I'm just saying I can see it.
See, I can't say it's impossible because we know what happened with Miss, the Spanish teacher.
Miss, the Spanish teacher. Let me think.
Actually, it was on the news. We can say her name.
Oh.
Miss Mang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the news. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone knows that. I forgot her name. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know who the student was.
Didn't she go on the run from the police?
Did she really?
That could be false. Don't quote me
Oh
on
my
that.
god. I need to look this up. I need to know what happened to these
Spanish
two.
teacher,
Oh,
sex, no, student.
See, like,
Scandal.
I've looked at a few teachers and I'm like, man, that's a but I've never been like, oh yes, I am actually going to sext my teacher. Like, I've never thought that.
I've never had a hot teacher. I'm just gonna say it.
Really? Really?
Well, yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
There's never
That's
been.
crazy.
Well, maybe it's also because I always hated school and hated
That's
teachers. So I've been like, I don't really care about any of these people. So
See,
even if they were hot, I would be like, I don't care.
I've had a handful of hot teachers. Like,
Was her last
Yeah.
her last name was Meng, right?
yes, I don't know how it's spelled. I just know it's Miss Mang.
I already
think
found it.
Oh.
She was sentenced to a total of 15 years, with 10 years to be served in the Department of Correction.
Oh God. Man.
JV softball coach, 2 counts of sexual misconduct with a minor, and 1 count of child solicitation for fondling or touching.
Huh? Oh, what? What's the story with that?
According
Oh
to
my
the
God.
court documents, the case came to light when the mother of a 15-year-old girl saw text messages with Mang, had sent her daughter. Mother found the messages while activating a new iPhone. Some of the messages said, "I can't live without you. I want to rub your chest, snuggle, and cuddle. I love you. I want to be with you. I want you to be with me and stay with me. I need you and I want you."
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of things to be saying to a
The
child.
teen's mother was especially concerned about the messages because her daughter spent a significant amount of time with Meng and stayed at her house overnight. Why? What? Several times. Why?
So the explanation for that I'd heard was because like sometimes games will go late and they're like, oh,
Cut out. Go back from. I heard. I guess.
So, like, I guess it's not entirely uncommon for it to, super late night. It's just like, okay, I'll drive them home, or spend the night at my house if it's okay with you, the parent. Like, I guess that's not entirely uncommon. But, like, bro.
Girl killed by
The fact that
police. Awesome.
The fact that it happened often is kind of weird.
Yeah. And it doesn't even sound like a thing like an after a game. It sounds like a.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go over to my teacher's house and we're gonna play a game.
Fun. We're gonna have fun. It's like, what? Oh no.
I hate it, dude.
Oh, jeez. All right, so I believe we should wrap up, correct?
Yeah. Do you know what Miss Burchett's first name is?
I have no idea. But this was a fun episode. We talked about Security Breach, one of my new favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
We talked about. I think we just talked about Security Breach and our pre-high school lives.
Yup. Scandal.
Dude. What a memory
Veronica.
train. Huh?
That's not her. Sorry.
Oh man.
Tony? That's definitely not her.
You're really invested in this, huh?
I've looked this up before. 'Cause I'm like, I don't know. It could be it. Hand to God, it could be true. I don't know why I said hand to God, but whatever. All right.
Man,
I don't. We
Alright.
but we live in crazy times, guys. So be
We
prepared.
do. And be safe out there.
Guys, remember the world is crazy. Be sure to come back next week for your next episode of the Life Podcast. That's what we're renaming this
And
to.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah,
Yes.
Happy Ramadan. That's not
Happy
at
all
this
the
point.
things. Happy all the
Any other
things.
holiday or no holiday. Have a good Friday. It's not Friday.
Alright.
Have a good Sunday. This is gonna come out on Sunday.
Yeah, it'll come out on Sunday, so the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. Well, happy holidays, peoples.
All right. Goodbye, guys. Namaste.
Bye.